Is Principal Deputy Director of the CDC and retired Rear Admiral Dr. Schuchat. Doctor, thank you for being with us, offering valued insight. I'm really excited to get this conversation going.
It's my pleasure to be here.
One of the things I want to start talking about is reopening. We know that President Biden is urging governors to reinstate mask mandates. We are seeing that become a real problem right now. How important is it that we go back to that? Is it important that we go back to that?
Everybody needs to be wearing masks. It's so important. It's such an easy thing to do. And especially now, as we're seeing this increase in cases, increase in hospitalizations and deaths, we have seen what this virus can do when it's unmitigated. And unfortunately, right now, we're seeing more of these variant strains, which we think are spread even more easily than the strain that we was dominating last year. So this is not the time to let down our guard. A year ago, remember that surge that was just frightening and horrific in the New York area? We don't want to go back there. And so I think wearing a mask in public when you're not inside the home is just so important.
But it's a fine line, right? Because of course we need to stay safe, but we also need to reopen. So we're seeing different states do different things to try to do that. What should they be looking at right now? Who should be making these decisions? Who are the voices we need to be listening to?
We've learned so much over the past year about how easily this virus spreads and the simple steps people can take to protect themselves, the steps that can be taken in schools, in businesses, in the community. And of course, now we have the vaccine as well. We do think in general that schools should be the last thing to close and the first thing to reopen. And we're encouraged with schools around the country finding ways to safely go to either hybrid or reopen. So that's a really critical step. And we've learned about the kinds of things that can be done in businesses and universities and other settings. Testing is important, distance is important, masks are critical, and avoiding the large gatherings and the poor ventilation. So there are a lot of things we can do to keep ourselves healthy and safe and to be out and about without taking on the riskier actions.